Engineers, I'm so excited to be doing my second hardware review. We're going to do an unboxing of the SOUNDPEAT H3 earbuds, although these share a lot in common with in-ear monitors. They have 3 drivers in them, just like your speakers on your floor, but I was very curious because of their advanced design and excellent reviews I was seeing online. Let's get it. Firstly though, let's unbox them, because I'm going to wear them around for a few days, try them on various sources, and see if they're up to snuff or not. Let's open these things. Alright, we got a snug little boîte, and voila! And there we go. These things are cool. Let's put it up on high-res face cam. Very cool design. It's got this gold, so these are not built for subtlety. People will be able to see everything. I love how you can see the drivers and electronics inside. Very cool. Okay, you can see the case here. All very nice stuff. Alright, even the dome is translucent. I really like the design on these. Did a good job. And there's a... see if I can get the light on this. Hear the difference. Alright. Well, let's hear the difference then. Each bud does have written on it which ear to stick it in, which is kind of helpful. Alright, so that silicone tip is definitely too big for me, but I got them in. So that's what they look like. I mean, there's no hiding them, but I don't think that's the point when you make them shiny gold. Alright, they're in. What else do you get in the package? You get, of course, a sheet of cute panda stickers. I gotta say, wasn't expecting that, but I do love it. Okay. Registration card. You will receive the following benefits: one-on-one problem solving and troubleshooting, adjust the equalizer, reset your earbuds, detailed manual guides, stay updated on new products. That's when you get the app. And the user guide. After the earbuds are powered on, search for and find. There is an LED on the case. Shows them charging. I gotta figure out how to put them into pairing mode. With the earbuds inside the charging case and the case lid open. Restore factory settings. Press and hold the charging case button for 10 seconds until the charging case indicator light flashes red and white alternately. It's at the back here. Okay, so I've got them open. There it is. There is a little button there. Quite hard to see. So we're going to open it. I'll face it towards the camera. And I'm going to hold that button for 3 seconds. Okay, we're pairing. And it showed up instantly on my Mac. I'm going to connect. Connected. Alright, let's test these suckers out. Yeah, a little bit big, but this was the same with the Apple AirPods. Okay, so putting them in, I accidentally turned on ANC and then it switched to pass-through. I'm going to look at the controls here. Okay, I'm in normal mode, apparently. Let's put some music on. Okay, playback started with a bit of a jump. Oh, I sound awful. Very mid-forward. Really controlled bass. I love the bass, actually. Very controlled. Mids are forward, but a bit crispy. Vocals nice. Okay, so first impressions were a bit rough, but I think that was Apple Music, actually. I'm going to double check that with some FLAC files, and I'll get back to you. First things first, going to get some smaller silicone in my ears. The ones that ship are too big. The SOUNDPEATS H3 come with 6 different sizes. Okay, so I connected these things to my Google Pixel 7, and wow, what a difference. So, playing top quality off of the Google, big difference. These things actually sound really great. There's something about AAC encoding and Bluetooth with the SOUNDPEATS just not working out great. Although using the app, I got it to sound a lot better even on iPhone. As you can see here, we've got LDAC. So the Google is able to put out the highest quality audio possible over Bluetooth with these SOUNDPEATS. And the difference is actually quite alarming, especially in the high end. The H3s are interesting because they're not just a single tiny speaker shoved into a plastic shell. They're a hybrid, multi-driver design. One dynamic driver plus 2 balanced armature drivers in each earbud. Think of the dynamic driver as the mini loudspeaker part of the system. It's a cone moving air, and that's usually where you get the weight and physicality. Kick, bass, fundamentals, low synths. Balanced armature drivers are different. They're tiny, high-efficiency transducers. Basically, a little armature and a magnetic field driving a diaphragm. They're fast and precise, which is why they're commonly used at stage in-ear monitors and multi-driver earphones. Where a dynamic driver gives you push, armatures tend to give you definition, upper-mid clarity, consonants in vocals, etc. So in a hybrid setup like this, the dynamic driver handles the heavy lifting down low, and the armatures are there to improve articulation and separation up top. SOUNDPEATS has done a great job here. They are trying to get some of that detail you get from IEM in-ear monitors, but with a smoother, more friendly casual sound, and I think they've succeeded. For creators, for audiophiles, the practical takeaway is if you're building tracks, editing dialogue, listening to records, this hybrid setup can make it easier to judge vocal presence, upper mid bite, and reverb tails without cranking the volume. I would humbly ask that you subscribe to stay in tune with all the latest in pro audio news, technology, and techniques. And I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe. So with TWSs like this, you're going to have them in, you're going to have to take phone calls. Can you use them to record? Can you use them on a Zoom meeting? Can you use them outside when you're taking a phone call? So let's head out into the car, into downtown Whitehorse, and check it out. I'm in downtown Whitehorse, window open, heat and fans on full, and we're testing out the mics under these conditions. It's not very loud outside, but the fan is just massive. So this is what it sounds like with a huge fan blowing, car running, window open, cars passing by, etc., etc. We'll head outside for a walk now. Okay, walking now. Downtown Whitehorse. Microphone's recording. There's a decent wind. I can definitely hear it kicking up in my earlobes. Wow, okay, they sound really clear and not a lot of wind or noise or transmission or anything. It's a quiet day down here, but cars are going by. We are definitely in an outside environment. Yeah, getting decent little gusts of wind. How does this sound? So far, I've found the SOUNDPEATS mics to be pretty rude, but I've never heard good recordings off of any earbud microphones ever. Have you? Sometimes the AirPods 3 sound okay. Okay, wind is heavier walking this direction, so we'll just do a really good wind test here. Getting a decent howl in the ear canals. Let's see if that shows up in the microphones. 3 microphones in these, so should have decent quality. There's a good gust right there. How's it sound? We're picking up that wind. Rotate my head a bit. Yeah, there we go. Getting some tundra weather here. Okay, let's see how that sounds. Okay, and on that walk back to the car, the wind was really blowing. I could really feel it and hear it hitting my ears. Doesn't come through on the mic at all. Yes, it sounds a bit thin, but every earbud I've ever tried does. These are excellent at noise canceling for the mic. So SOUNDPEAT has an app called Peats Audio. The usual rigmarole, you have to make an account, yada yada. They paired effortlessly with the earbuds, and the app has a lot of great details. From the YouTube videos that I watched, the app has changed quite a bit. It's simpler, sleeker. There were a lot of complaints about the app before. I don't really have any. It worked as intended. It shows you the controls, it lets you customize the controls. It's quite pretty. And the all-important EQ section is in here where you can tune it up a bit for your listening preferences. Okay, it's time for the tier list. Where am I going to put this? I love the sound of these things. They get an A if you're using a Google. I had to make another tier. It's a B if you're using Apple products. This did not sound great on my Mac or on iOS. So there you have it, the SOUNDPEATS H3. I love these things. Just wait till you catch the price. Scan the QR code or use the link in the description to get yourself a copy of these if you're looking for a good critical listening set of earbuds, TWS's, that feel a little bit more like in-ear monitors, a little more detail in the mids and highs. I'd say this is great for checking mixes, and this is great for all the usual functions, making calls, Zoom calls that you would do in normal everyday life. I think the big difference between Apple and the Google device comes from a couple of things. First off, Google supports LDAC. And typical bit rates there are 660 kilobytes a second, sometimes 990 kilobits a second. On iOS and macOS, it's AAC only. The effective bit rate is 220 to 256 kilobits. You know, the AAC codec is great, but we're not getting the full features, the full capabilities of Bluetooth audio when using iOS. So this is 100% recommend if you're going to hook it up to a Google device, or if you're just, we're not looking for the highest quality. Thanks to SOUNDPEAT for sending these headphones. Thanks for watching this long. There'll be more gear in the future. Until then, let's get it.